Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you some DIY how-to tips for cutting in a wall when painting that you're not going to want to miss. I'll show you some of my techniques to get a nice straight line along the ceiling with very little effort. I'll also show you how I can cover a big span by painting with my left hand or right hand. Takes a steady hand and a little bit of practice, but once you master your right hand, you can make your left hand do the same thing. The same techniques pretty much apply when cutting in the baseboards as well, but I'll dive into that a little deeper as we get into this video. And I also will show you how I cut in the tight spot above that closet in the corner. It was a little tricky to get there. I used a 8-foot step ladder and just leaned in. Let me know in the comments what kind of brush you use to cut in and why. And if you missed last week's video, I showed you why I roll first before cutting in when I'm doing the first coat. I'll leave links in the description below to all the previous videos in this Pro Painter's Secrets Revealed video series. I also showed you how to pour your paint out of a 5-gallon bucket into your cut pot without making a huge mess. Super simple. Plus I showed you what painting tools you're going to need, from the roller nap to the 5-gallon paint grid and even the extension pole. The channel. My name's Paul and I've been a drywall and painting contractor for over 20 years. If you're looking to step up your drywall, texturing, and painting game, be sure to hit that subscribe button and also the bell notification to get alerted whenever I post a new video. Let's get into this video. All right, so we're immediately doing the second cut in after we did the first cut in. Got Dawn doing the baseboards in the lower section, and I'm up high on the 8-foot ladder cutting in the ceilings. I'm going to get some quick footage of the second cut in on this wall that I rolled out. All right, so I'm going to show you the second coat going over a darker color. You're going to need to leave it a little thicker after you get your line cut. So again, we're going to dab and tap and leave a bead just below the corner. We're gonna drop back and take care of some of this gold paint that was put on the ceiling from whoever painted it before. I'm gonna be sure to leave enough paint up there. Let me know in the comments if you're a DIYer, a contractor, painter, handyman. Just kind of curious. Now you want to go flat. Glide over it. Okay, same method, leave the bead at the top so I can work it in and get a nice cut line. We're gonna come back and get this ceiling at a later date. Dab and tap, plenty of paint. For a wider width, you can go left-handed. A little more paint. Don't be afraid to put a little more paint on. We can feather it all out. Glide. So I got a lot of questions in the previous video. How did I get above this closet to cut in? I used an 8-foot step ladder and leaned in to do both cut in the ceiling and also the corner. Again, I'm just loading up the brush, getting a bead along the edge, and then working that bead up towards the ceiling. It was a super dark color, so you can see the banding at the top from the first coat. The second coat covers it nicely though, using the Richards paint. Show you how to do this corner real quick. Just go straight down the middle of the corner and then just kind of brush it in on each side. And then lastly, you're going to feather it out pretty much to nothing. That way when you roll over it, there's no lines. I went ahead and painted the whole top of this closet, just going the extra mile for the customers. Again, feathering out from the cut. Very important. Do that along the ceiling, corners, and baseboard. Keep watching this video because I'm going to show you how to cut in around any obstacles and also along the baseboards.
All right, I'm going to hit all the switch plates, outlet covers, cable boxes, any little obstacles before I cut in along the baseboard.
I usually remove all outlet covers and switch plates, but sometimes when the cable or phone jacks or some kind of speaker box is there, I'll just cut around the switch plates or outlet covers, cable plates. In this case, these were painted in. Not only did they have wires I didn't want to mess with, but they've already been painted in. You can see the dark paint on one of them. We're going to go ahead and clean those off once we're done painting. Just scrapes off with your fingernail basically. And sometimes when you remove those, if they've been painted in a few times, it actually will pull some paint and then it'll be chunky around the plate. So I recommend just cut around them if you're in this situation.
It's crucial to be able to get an eyeball on where you're trying to cut in so you can get close. So angles matter.
I've got a great trick for keeping your paintbrush clean and lasting for years. I'll leave a link to the video in the YouTube card above now. Okay, so here's the next obstacle I'm going to cut in around. It's a wall anchor with a wall hanger for hanging heavy stuff like a sailfish. We had to move that and also put it back up when we were finished painting.
Feather it out.
Okay, so I feathered that out like the cut-in lines. One less outlet to cut in. Just square around it and cut it. I'm going to go ahead and cut in the baseboards now right under it. And then again, I'm going to feather it out. All right, so using the dab and tap method like I did at the top against the ceiling, leave a decent amount of paint on your brush and probably about a ½ inch above the baseboards. Stroke it out and leave your bead. That way you can drop down like this and go right along the top of the base using that bead to get good coverage real close to the baseboard. Feather it out in preparation for when I'm going to roll it. All right, one more time. There's that bead. And you just pull it and it pretty much fills as you go, which is exactly what you want. That can help you increase your speed for cutting in, especially along baseboards or ceilings where it's crucial not to slop paint everywhere. One last little section. See how I'm using the corner of my brush to get in that corner? And once I pick a line, I stick with it and just pull and get a nice cut. And here's the second coat cut in coming up, rolling on the second coat. If you watch this whole video, leave a hashtag drywall tube in the comments. That way I know who's watching these videos. There's more of my most popular video links down below in the description. And if you want to step up your drywall, texturing, or painting game, be sure to hit that round icon in the middle of the screen now to keep up with all my latest videos. If you've got a friend that's a contractor or DIYer, be sure to share this video with them on Facebook or Twitter. Thanks so much for watching.